Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Good evening for you guys in Europe, and good afternoon for everybody here stateside. Welcome. I'm screaming a scrimmage between two amazing teams this afternoon. I've got the line, TL, and they are going up against DC slash Raptors, which is a conglomerate of Euro powerhouses, basically. And the map today is going to be on Sainte-Mère-Église. So everybody's in server. We're ready to go. And hospice will be our midpoint. We're not going to roll out anything crazy today. This is just, like I said, like a somewhat friendly scrimmage. But from what I'm seeing that's in server now, there's a lot of like high skill players. So this is going to be a very competitive match. So while all the warm-up phase goes on, what I'm going to do is just basically do the camera work as per usual, save you guys the trouble of watching that utterly boring, but be with you guys momentarily. So just bear with me a second while I just set this bad boy up. Alrighty. So I'll be on the TL side. And like I said, hospice will be our main or our midpoint. And basically, I'm not going to hold you. Let's get in there. Live scene. Let's get it. It's been a while, folks. All right, there we go. So, like I said, TL, ready to go. Brutus is our commanding officer today. We've got Atrocity, Boss Man, Mr. Do. They really don't need an introduction. A hell of a squad. Basically two full squads in transport truck going straight across the 3 into hospice. Anybody who knows this, you want to control the very top of the MSR. They like to launch tanks. That is the Axis side in the wheat field here. But the key, I believe, to holding hospice is holding the southern area of hospice. Mostly to the west are wheat fields, or excuse me, not wheat fields, apple orchards, which are very, very difficult, to make your way in. But with that being said, we're off and running. I believe so. Wow, they just change up on me? Hold up. No, that's the group right there. I got them. Let me just ping those bad boys. Find them. That's Atrocity. Where are these boys at? There they are. So, again, every start to any comp match, it's all about that opener. You don't want to get clipped with Artie. You want to send as many bodies into the point as possible. And it does appear that they are going for that top location. And I guess they're going to dump off and basically try and control that northern half of hospice. We have clowns from Raptors, Crazy Rammer. Yeah, you could just tell everybody knows what's up. Half have gone north, which we can see, and a large contingency has gone down south to control those buildings below. So here the fight begins. Now, off the jump, an excellent start for DC Raptors, 25%, and they're moving the needle forward. Now, I believe this is the strong point where we've got Breaking Point, a bunch of the other guys from DC. But as I just hover around to the back, we're going to draw this straight line. And TL is slowly making progress, but what I'm seeing from DC is they are heavy in the cap. Let me just pull the map up. They are on the, and most of TL doesn't have their infantry in the strong point. So not a very great or good start for TL. And I will be doing this basic, guys. I'm not doing a full-blown production. I'm not doing booms or anything like that, but we'll try and keep the scoreboard up to date as best we can. And it's just about official, 90%. It doesn't appear, if anything, DC Raptors are looking really good at pushing TL out. And it's about to go 3-2, and that's official. 3-2, Raptors, DC. And they're not stopping. They want map control. So they're going to hold the top, which I think they're going to place Garrison somewhere. Well, TL wants to place the Garrison up top there. Behind, it's tucked away. Where our friend here, Newsom is heading. Is that a BST2 guy? We got a couple BST2 guys. It's quite an ambitious tank, if I might say so. So off the jump, I need to look at TL Garrison placement. I see 1-2 in the 4-5, which is pretty nice. They have one on the hard point itself. They have a backup Garrison. So they're definitely good in terms of 4-5. Nothing in the way of red zone Garrisons yet, but it is very early. Now, we have some really excellent shooters. We have Chicken and Waffles squad leading today. BS2, Drive, and Elron. He's just on YOLO. Scar with the nice kill on the Puma. Now, in terms of artillery, that's a big multiplier. TL has shown that in the seasonal that artillery can really, really make a world of difference. And right now, I just want to see who do they have up on artillery. We got Shame Flame, Josh, and Satchel Sloth. All three guns going at the moment, so that bodes well for TL. But as I see it right now, DC Raptors really looking strong inside the cap on Hospice. Core taking down three guys, taking down Monk, taking down Chicken and Waffles. Riley getting clipped. Yeah, right now, TL, they need to group up. Because right now they're attacking a point that has superior forces and numbers, and that's just not going to work. Now, again, to attack this point, I believe you have to come up underneath where Charlie has an outpost and work your way up the backside. And hopefully in combination with some great tankers. We're not seeing much in the way of tanks at the moment. We just have Atrocity Bossman and Mr. Do on defense, just holding that back point. In terms of munitions, 400 for 400 for munitions, 850 for manpower, and 330 on fuel. They do have all nodes built, so they are plus 60 across the board. And I know this map quite well, so I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a long 90-minute match. I don't think DC Raptors are too interested at the moment in pushing off and launching for the next point, which was artillery battery. I mean, because right now, if they really wanted artillery battery, my thoughts are they're definitely going to try and control the 5 and come up underneath, because it's kind of crazy to come across the 3. You need to control the church, which is right here, where supplies are being dropped right at the moment, and I think that's what Silly Little wants to do. He wants to build garrison and slowly get that map control. We do have a red zone garrison, and they're just going to incrementally move up the rows. Maybe commander takes down garrison in the 6 and just slowly moves up so that they have maybe 2 attack garrisons potentially in the 3-4. In other news, Soul Raver, formerly Phoenix, I just noticed that he's now a DC guy. And I think I need to do a show on that and who's transferred out and who's on what team, because there's always that period of time in between seasonals or in between leagues. HCA isn't going to start in. HCA is going to start at the end of August, so now's the time. You're going to see a lot of players kind of switching their units. So I think doing a show on that would be, informative for a lot of people that follow a lot of the competitive play. So you can definitely tell it's a fun, not a fun, but it's a scrimmage. You have Coltrane, who generally commands on big matches. He's SLing today. Trigger time in, not being the micromanager of everything that's happening on the map, which is kind of cool for him. Once again, big picture, we have a contested garrison. It's like Cirrus. Cirrus trades with Cheeks. Now, yeah, but he did get, I believe that was that garrison? I think that garrison, no, the garrison was locked or proximity. So, and as I can see this, my thoughts are the commander, who we need to find out we actually won't find out who's commanding for DC. But whoever that person is, I suppose once they understand that the north of Hospice is clear, they're going to start to divert forces to the south. And here's our target. This is the church. This is the Sainte-Mère-Église church. You want to control that area and then come up underneath and hook around. You can start to see the line kind of thin out and spread out to get that great coverage. And I think that's kind of making sure your lines are long and there's no gaps in between, and you're using those OPs and garrisons as satellites to see what is going on. So once again, nothing in the way of back garrison pressure except the one here on the ping, which is got a strafing run, hopefully saving garrison in the back. And I believe that's Navy. Navy's covering, and Flick is getting garrison. I think he's gonna, Flick is gonna get it. That strafing run just missed. So in about that might be a minute-long garrison too. Yeah, it's a deep garrison, but he took it out. And that is the recon team of Navy and Flick, FLK. Now there are supplies, which they don't apparently see. So that garrison will be able to be rebuilt, but who knows? Maybe when Navy sees truck, they kind of fan out a little bit and find the dump. Now you got Gino coming back. Gino's probably looking to build garrison, so this is going to be a little interesting. Yep, Flick got him. Yeah, he exposed himself, and that was that. But what if that said? 3 garrisons, each in each row, and a potential back garrison. I think that's what Silly Little's going to do right now. So let's get over to ping. He should be putting back garrison up in the red. Probably, yep, there it is. Garrison is now built and controlling that backside where DC Raptors are a little bit light. You got AMP, this is where DC needs to get a little careful. They need to make sure that they're sending their scouts out and finding where exactly TL is coming from. Because if you're just going to defend forward, just be aware that there's going to be a push at some point coming up the E. So that looks like Axis. It's Axis Garrison. Like I said earlier, you definitely want to control the northern half. So there's a garrison in the top of the 3. I believe maybe one. I wouldn't expect one on the hard cap itself, but it's possible. I'd imagine they've got something further south. Shout out to DC Cliffy for getting me that stuff earlier. Thank you for the logo. But as we see this, what do we have here? But a nice little spawn of DC, mostly DC, a couple Raptors. Now these guys are in the area where Garrison used to be. So get ready for a nice fight over here. Now, the defenders have to come forward and push Breaking Point, Belcher, You Hate Ice, all these guys. Henry, Jekyll, all these guys need to get out of here. And you got Chicken and Waffles, who's one heck of a shooter. We all know that. Place in OP at the moment. Now, is that a great place for it? Not a bad spot. So we're going to run with Chicken for a little bit, see how long he goes without getting slapped. And boys and girls at home, elevation is the key. Getting on top of those hedgerows, getting that elevation, that's key. Not only is he getting shots, but he's also relaying information because he sees over the tops of things. Good for him, and he's just going to hold the bottom of the 4, hopefully rebuild garrison with some supplies. So for the moment, it looks like situation averted, but simultaneously, I guess TL was sensing there was a little bit of maybe a weakness, I guess, in the defensive side. Took advantage. Now they've rolled tank up. Oh, he's about to get satcheled. Tommy about to introduce him to the satchel. Get ready for the boys to jump out. This is not looking good. These guys generally don't push bad points. Or bad positions, I should say. But I think he might be satcheled. Yes, he is. He's definitely satcheled. Now, he needs to YOLO that shit right into the point. You know, maybe take out some infantry. Get a squad. Hell, if he's lucky, he can get you in a garrison. We're going to follow him and see if he gets anybody on the way in. Now, the other garrison that was here, is it still up? Was that the play? Did they? It does seem as though they removed the garrison to the north, and now TL controls the compound in. Looks like hospice. So creeping in slowly. Now it's time for DC Raptors to collapse in on the point. And I think we have an actual... Yeah, it's going to get real crazy now because TL has obviously gambled with putting numbers in hospice and simultaneously start losing artillery battery. I think that's mostly because this area where I'm hovering just below to the south with DC Henry and Belcher, they're actually in the soft cap. So it's up to Criminal, who's coming up right now. Needs to take down the SL, needs to take down Belcher. If he's just getting information. Yep, he's getting information all right. So it's like chicken and waffles we play in defense today, which to me is a smart thing. Keeping your best shooters on the back end. So they have the numbers now. TL is taking back whatever gains DC Raptors had. But to the north, it looks like whatever was going on has now been effectively removed. With the tank going down, 76. And not much in the way of an infantry presence. So now did they rebuild garrison? Yes, they rebuild garrison in the wheat field to the north. Once again, keeping this area top. There'll always be a garrison here. The other one is finding the one in the 4. So I think that might be Silly Little's job. You know, finding the air, you know, somewhere by approach. I think that might be the area. Which is kind of surprising. Once again, I mean, I remember seeing artillery just doing their thing. They might be dealing with some infantry, because at the moment none of the guns are up. Maybe Josh is dealing with some infantry play back there, which is causing problems. Yeah, obviously because Shame Flame was on the gun, having to come up from the southern HQ, probably looking for pesky recon. Now this is quite interesting, going straight across the 3, as we can see right below here. This is where Scalp and Ice, they're running into Coltrane. Very tough sledding to traverse that open field. DXM and Ice are getting it done though. Now it's up to Legend, if Legend can clamp these guys down. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Legend is... he's not seeing them. Because if he doesn't get... Alright, he got Nico. Next guy up will be Ratchet. It's like Ratchet in... Oops, sorry about that. Peeking bushes, trying to get his shots down on Legend. So here as a commander, you got to sense the pressure, and then you have to either assess your team's ability. Can players you have on defense, can you hold the front line? They're coming straight across the 3, and right now, not much in the way of back pressure. Silly Little's trying to do the job, man. He's got 100 supplies sitting right up there now. He could pull the trigger and pop that garrison. Hopefully, you can get enough DC Raptor to pull off the point, like we're starting to see the orange dots coming in towards right across the 3, and you have Silly Little, who's still, oops, sorry about that, who's now making his way up. potentially build garrison in the E3. And we're going to see. We're going to see right now. We're going to see that, I think, our first counterattack. You got to figure out a way how to draw your opponents in to a bad position. Now, looks like Silly got clapped. He was unable. Let's take a quick peek while you have the time. What is he dealing with back here? Bashkara, my Brazilian guy, going against Paradise. And Buja, Tommy. Yeah, they know they're back there, so. What I think he's hoping, and I'm saying he, being Silly Little, doesn't want to build garrison because they're going to keep coming. If they see more than 2 guys. If it's 3 guys, you know it's a squad. If it's just 2 guys, you think, hey, maybe it's just recon. Now, Tommy and Paradise getting the job done. Now, the question is, did they need to find those supplies? Actually, Silly just got pushed off the back end of the E, so now he has to come up off of Garrison in F6. But as that's being said, right across, probably the least conventional way, but somehow Ninja Pulver and his squad were able to get behind Leroy, Monk. Yeah, these guys back in deep here. Up to Ninja. Ninja can keep OP up. Rocket just missed by Cirrus. Now, we know Inferno's one heck of a shot, but he's got eyes. Well, they have 3 eyes on him, so that back pressure is going to start to pull some people off the front line. You got to really space out your defense. Dark Ninja has to know that he's got just 1 squad. He needs to get it done and not pull any of these guys from the front line to help him. Once again, we're seeing that teetering, that little tease of back cat. And yeah, they're going for it. Scalp, Hellron, Clowns. DC Steven, I like the move. Him and Pulver taking that wide flank, getting up along the edge of the 3, just trying to work the top end. Civ's getting dropped by Vad, excuse me. Man, all you need is artillery. If DC Raptors dial up this artillery, they've basically encircled the line. The line's going to have to collapse back to the point, and a couple of rounds have already taken them off the strong point, and then we're going to see some serious cap progress. Healthy spawn in off of Coltrane's OP. Now, what is the situation? Yeah, they're all in a full defensive call. Nobody's attacking anymore. So now, what I would look for is Garrison for the Axis. have Middle, Bim, and Reed moving up position. And that's a great play. Now he's in the cap, basically soft cap, without really much in the way of infantry around him. So he's just putting his toe in, just putting a little weight on that cap for AA battery, or yeah, AA battery. Where are the TL tanks? We have one in defense. That's a 75. Yeah, things at the moment are not looking up for TL. They are in the cap. The DC Raptor gang is in the cap. More and more are coming. But a big spawn, that must be, that is Garrison. Sibs holds off. Keeps Garrison from getting unlocked, and it's up to Atrocity Bossman and Mr. Do to make sure that that Garrison doesn't go dead. That's exactly what he's doing. He's making sure. No, it's contested. 50% cap, but they are slightly defending now and back and forth. What you're going to need is you're going to need a push from the other side. Chicken and Waffles, Gino, Riley. Hobbs needs to get back with Legend. But yeah, this is they're completely encircled. And another, looks like an OP potentially. Bad. Yeah, let's just pull out the map. How deep are we? We're at the back of the H. That's a great place. If you're attacking, you definitely want to get to the edge. Place your OP at the back, and then attack forward. And that's what they're doing, and they're moving it again. 60% for DC Raptors. Bombing run potentially. I hear something coming in. What do we got? It's an Axis bombing run. Catching a couple bodies on the point. At least 2 or 3 bodies got smashed up. That's going to help the cap go even further. 75% moving. It doesn't look good for TL. TL is about to go down 4-1. I don't think they can stop it. Based on what I'm seeing in terms of tanks, just one tank on the point, and it's in full retreat. 85%. This is about to be done. DC Raptors about to head up 4-1. I know there was a moment for contention, but just patiently waiting on it. It's almost there. And there it went. 4-1. DC is on the march. TL is on a little bit of a scramble. What do we do? How are garrisons? We got one on hard point. We've got one up at the top of the 3. And one in the back. So actually, in spite of all that, you know, they were prepared. The commander, whoever this was, Brutish, was able to set up garrisons for the team, even if they were to lose the back point and lose their HQ spawn. They have 3 garrisons adjacent to point, so it looks good. So nothing in the way of back pressure. They don't have a... That's too far. They would love to have something in the back of the G column, put some pressure on the backside from artillery battery. So last point being Vergers, basically in between artillery battery to our front, and Vergers. Now for TL, obviously having something close in the I-3 puts immediate pressure on artillery, but I think in order to gain the point, the 5 is always key. Get in those little buildings where O is, where Dark Ninja is. Place a garrison. I think he's trying to cycle it right now. If you can get one more guy in the squad to drop a box, then you get garrison up. That will help out greatly. Then another 50 supply, so they have 2 garrisons potentially in the 5 underneath. Fox and item. Need one more box to make that happen. So like I said, they got the double drop for Garrison, Dark Ninja. Now it's his job to just protect it. Any infantry within 100 meters will cause it to be locked out. But once again, if you can put enough cap pressure on, everybody's going to start to collapse in on artillery battery, allowing this garrison hopefully to free up if it isn't recon over there. Just, you know, basically spawn camping garrison. So as you can see in the upper right-hand corner, we've got hospice. More toward the middle of the screen, we've got artillery battery, and to the bottom left is Vergers. So this is kind of the 3 points. It being at the top, the 4th point being straight in front of us, and then the 5th and final point being below to our left. Right now, I think it's just hold what you got. Right now, Coltrane Legend are just holding hedgerows, holding areas, not allowing DC Raptors to get across, get onto that glider where DXM is. Keeping your enemy off of that glider is key. Force them into open field if they're going to do that. Otherwise, this is I think a majority of where the push is going to come. Top of the 3, I believe we are. Yeah. So top of the 3, you want to have a blocking force up there. Most direct route into Vergers. And I believe the Tiger, I don't think he wants to press his position at the moment, just kind of hold. Tie up as much infantry as possible while the majority of the force comes down. It looks like this MSR here, this right into the point. I think this is what we're looking at right below us. Man dropping supplies on himself for garrison. Another back garrison set up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, they do a really good job of making sure they give their team an opportunity to mass spawn. In terms of fuel, 790. Everything's at plus 90, so encouragement has been dropped. So I imagine tanks will be up momentarily. Manpower is close to 400, and the munition nodes are hovering around 700. So in spite of being on their back point, on their back foot, resources are looking reasonably good. Chicken Waffles appears going on a wide flank. That's key. You want to come down and make sure the 5 is under control. Silly Little is trying his best. Who else is out there? Ninja. Get wider than your enemy. Eventually, sooner or later, they're going to have to collapse in on the point to get into the cap. That's when you're hoping you've got infantry behind them. Tigers is still out there, just sitting, shelling HE rounds. Basically covering the top of the 3. Try and get an idea of how close he is. See, I believe this is Garrison, where these guys have spawned. Is this Garrison? Yeah. So Lazy H needs to get in there somehow, some way. Try his best. Looks like he's already drawn the attention of the Tiger. Tiger recognizes that and pulls out. So yeah, Garrison is right here on Hedgerow. I'm not sure if Tank is just sees it and is just trying to suppress anything that comes off. But top map control 100% in the hands of DC Raptors. And now we're kind of, you're losing the front end of the final point. Vergers is definitely compromised. You're seeing a flood of DC guys flow in from the direct west, basically. Now, Charlie is marked Garrison. How accurate? This is actual Garrison. Extremely accurate. Perfect mark, Charlie. But second Tiger tank moving in. Now, is the noose beginning to close? You've got the Tiger top of the 3. One coming right down the main height. Enemy bombing run straight through the strong point. And with that said, we've got final sector cap. Tiger tank did go down. Didn't see how that happened. So the top 3 is still controlled with the Tiger, but the one down the main road leading in. Might have bought TL a little more time. But you got to push off, and you got to gain these trenches where Paradise is, and definitely where Charlie marked Garrison, right here, where Silly Little is marked. Maybe artillery. And as we see cap progress on the 5th and final point, we're approaching the halfway point, 45 minutes in, and it's been really just a dominant performance today right now. DC Raptors. And you can just see it's going to get real ugly. They're clearly outnumbered, TL. And the clamp is closing in. Tiger. As the Tiger moved. Oh, the Tiger is dead. Missed that. unfortunately. But here's your fight. It's gun-to-gun infantry play here. Garrison is up. Uncontested at the moment. Is contested. And DC Raptors own the strong point. They literally, TL's back's against the wall. They need to come up with something big. TL bombing run. Great timing because you got your spawn wave. You got your spawn wave off. Great time. Great bombing run through the point. Now, can they get the kills to hold off the dogs? Looks like they've managed to weather the storm, at least temporarily. No Tigers. Perfect bombing run with Garrison still up. Looks like TL survives and lives to fight another day. And Ernesto, getting shots on Boss Man, Atrocity, he's gonna do, so. He's got another rocket left. I think that might be the one that does him in. However, we got Tommy healing him up. That rocket landed short. But I'm not seeing TL push the strong point. And they're losing their gunfights. Cosmos, Bascara getting dropped. Other guys getting dropped. I think the point is about to start moving again. I mean, DC is just literally flooding in from the north up top. Looks like underneath in the south. I mean, right below us here in the 5. I'm wondering what they have. I'm going to wait for a spawn. Maybe they've got a garrison. But classic, you know, envelopment, and they've got forward OPs. We just saw a nice fresh wave of guys spawn in off of OP. And OP, I want to say, is we are just on the fringe of strong point. So yeah, you got 5 guys right about to walk into the strong point itself. Now look, Airhead is going down, hopefully catching them to overextend. Now the rest of these guys south, they need to get it. Artillery needs to get off the arty, get in the fight. This is all hands on deck. You need every gun working toward the strong point, clearing out the back end. Yep, and it's a matter of time, I think, before this garrison gets clapped. 3, 4, 5, 6 DC guys in the strong point. I do believe there's a looks. There's a looks. El Cid, Merrick, and Quick Nicks. 50% cap now. DL's fighting it, and then they're losing it. It's just gonna. I mean, just look at that back end. I mean, they just totally gave up map control. The 5 is owned by DC. Pretty much pinched in at this point. I'm gonna, and it appears as though the looks is just smashing Garrison. This is about to go 5-0 in about hour and 10. Excuse me, not even an hour. What am I talking about? We're not even an hour into the match. 10 seconds away from a 5-0 W for Raptors DC. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And there it is, 5-0. Raptors, impressive. Now, it's a scrimmage, and you want to try new tactics and all. But like I said, a lot of high-level players in here. Coltrane, a regular. Uncle Leroy's in the house. Timmy Lee, Mr. Piat. The Tank crew that we all know and love. But, had a day. Got a great day, considering, the match only lasted 50 minutes or so. Let's let this run its course. Let's get back to those stats. Okay, back to the stats. Inferno, Civs, that's regular infantry. So Lucky, we all know So Lucky, Bueno. These are all regulars. Cosmos, So Pepper. Now for DC, it's a very, very strong DC Raptors squad. There's hard to find any weaknesses here, honestly. Now, one omission that I did notice, Kalido's tank wasn't in. Now, is that enough of a factor to, make a difference? I don't know. I think just was DC's Raptors game today. I mean, it was their day. They outplayed the line convincingly. I mean, when you beat the line who pushed core and plays on that core level, to have them just, get dropped in like a little less than an hour, I mean, that's real impressive work. So anyway, we're gonna pull out back to the studio booth. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. It was a fun match. Nothing to say other than getting tuned up, getting ready. The HCA will be starting in about 6 weeks. No, wait. End of August. So what are we? We're mid-June. So yeah, about a little over 2 months. So these guys, trying out new strats, maybe get new players in there. Just seeing who's going to be ready for the big season when it comes. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. HLL Gadarin, if you guys want to follow, make sure you go check out that Twitch channel. When it drops off on Twitch, go see it on YouTube. Other than that, boys and girls, you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Have a good one.